Hello everyone. Today I will present my, my presentation on the topic Are filter bubbles an impediment to media literacy? A study of youth in India by Ms. Priyanka Sachdeva. I'm a research scholar in University School of Mass Communication with the co-author Dr. Durgesh Tripathi, Assistant Professor, University School of Mass Communication, Guru Gobind Singh Indraprastha University. Introduction. The age of digital media has been quoted as the golden era of journalism by Julie Posty in 2017. The digital age, also called the information age, is defined as a time period starting in the 1970s with the introduction of the personal computer, with subsequent technology introduced providing the ability to transfer information freely and quickly. Digital media. The Center for Digital Media in Vancouver explains digital media as a combination of technology with a content easy to use and engaging. The convergence of technology such as internet, smartphones, laptops, video games, X-rays, machines are all under one umbrella. The digital audio, social media, digital videos, e-books, web pages, websites are all examples of digital media. The book, Introduction to Digital Media, Understanding the Technological Determinism Approach, in which technology can act as a powerful force in the development of society. Digital media gives numerous opportunities for individual interaction in the form of social media. These interactions can lead to changes in political and business models. The media scenario. Living in a culture that is highly saturated with information, it's important to protect ourselves from this onslaught of information. The latest technology is the social media platforms and smartphones, which have escalated the tectonic shift in the media landscape. Nereko Hara in 2016 said the social media platforms have significantly expedited the process of information sharing and elevated the knowledge levels. The easy means of sharing information globally in just blink of eye has posed challenges. Social media platforms loaded with information are also inculpated with manipulated material which ignites aggression and resentment, which is a threat in particular to individuals and society at large. Introduction to Indian youth. Youth is zealous, spirited, ingenious, and energetic in nature and forms a significant section of the society. This segment of population, if channelized correctly, can lead to constructive, sustainable development of a nation. Nearly 87% of the youth is based in developing nations and face challenges such as poverty, unemployment, healthcare facilities, and limited access to the basic amenities and opportunities. Indian youth. Conventionally, period from adolescence to middle age is termed as youth. This study adopts youth age from 15 to 24 years, which has been also adopted by United Nations. India accounts a substantial share in the world population. In 2010, India accounts 17.8% of the world population, recording increase of 2.7% since 1970. The Indian youth. The projected growth of India's population by 2030 is around 18% of the world population. According to database of United Nations Population Division 2015 shows that India has the largest number of 10 to 24-year-old in the world. And this is the reason why I've taken a study on youth. As per India's census 2011, youth in India constitutes one fifth, 19.1% of total population, of India's total population. 34.33% is the expected youth share by 2021 in total India's population. Technology and social life. Technology is frequently held to be transforming social relationships, the economy, and vast areas of public and private life. As Carol Marvin, in her book, When Old Technologies Were New, articulated that technology glorifies the opportunities and, on the other hand, can be threatening to the social relationships. Such discourses embody a form of technological determinism, which is given by Karl Marx, where technology emerged from a neutral process of scientific research and later on seen its effect to bring social and psychological changes. India's youth bulge. As we can see in the picture, that the maximum population of India is from the age of 20 to 24 years, followed by 25 to 29 years. Information disorder. Clark Wardley and Hossein Berakshan in 2017 used the term information disorder and explained the different terms related to the information disorder, which are misinformation, disinformation, and malinformation. Filter bubbles. Now, what are filter bubbles? Deceptive news stories and hoax news can easily survive in environments of filter bubbles and echo chambers, including social media networks. The phrase filter bubble is coined by Eli Pariser, which is mentioned in his book, The Filter Bubble: What the Internet is Hiding from You. Filter bubble is the cognitive segregation led by the websites by the user make use of algorithms and they are exposed selectively choose results with the help of algorithms assuming the user's interest. These assumptions are made by the websites on the basis of the user's online habits, such as prior click behaviors, history of browsing, search, and their IP address. The websites provide the users those results which will abide with their past search activities. Thus, filter bubble can put the user in a bubble where the information exposed will be according to his viewpoint and significantly less exposure to the contradicting viewpoints, resulting the user barefoot intellectually isolate. How filter bubbles are created? The user, amidst the information overload, select the information of their own choice. The information is selected according to its relevance and needs. According to the principle of least effort, the user is more interested in easily available information which sync with their ideology. How filter bubbles are created? The website filter the algorithms according to the choice of the user, resulting in personalized content. The user keeps consuming the information personalized by the website, thus reinforcing the algorithms and giving feedback to the websites of their selective choices. The user gets trapped into filter bubble where they are not exposed to alternative or opposing viewpoints. In this picture, we can easily see that websites like search engines, social media need satisfied clients. And according to the relevance, they filter the algorithms, which is what user want. The relevance is decided by what users want, easy to get content, and where the principle of least effort is applied. Now, filtering algorithms, personalization of content, Then what happens is reinforcement, feedback loop between users and algorithms, and this becomes a loop. Filter bubbles versus echo chambers. An echo chamber refers to a situation where certain ideas, beliefs, and information is shared. Tubitus and Blank, while explaining the difference between the two terms, filter bubble and echo chambers, say that both are closely connected, where echo chambers are more on human information behavior, whereas filter bubble is based on the algorithm information filtering and results presentation in online services. The misinformation and hoaxes has reinvigorated claims that social media platforms constitute filter bubbles or echo chambers. Filter bubble versus echo chambers. F. Zimmer found that algorithms do not themselves construct filter bubbles or echo chambers, but it is the consumer actions which reinforces the behavior pattern. Media literacy. This is another important concept. The purpose of media literacy education is to develop their habits of inquiry and skills of expression needed to be critical and creative thinkers, effective communicators, and active citizens in today's world. This is given by NAMLE, which is included in the core principles for media literacy education in US. Media literacy. Literacy, in its traditional definition, isn't just the ability to read or write, but reflecting on what's behind it, who wrote it, what their assumptions were, what world they were a part of, and what other information there might be on a similar subject. The concept of media literacy. Media literacy teaches learners to access, evaluate, and produce media, to power and question social norms, to utilize critical pedagogical approaches. The concept of media literacy is understood as cognition skills and proficiency, a movement to expand notions of literacy to include the powerful post print media that dominate our information landscape. Youth engagement. Literacy instruction supports learners' ability. Media, this is a media saturated society where critical media literacy becomes a significant and impactful way to create critical consumers. Youth engagement with media literacy. They negotiate meaning in a culture, the conceptual contours, and disciplinary and institutional interest. Building blocks of media literacy, where person objectives, knowledge structure, and skills are included. The role of media literacy in fostering partner participation in constructing citizenship. The challenges by the social media companies and emerging technologies influences the information received by the users, such as fake news, hate speeches, and polarization. Media literacy can strengthen democracy and promote participation. India has the most growth in terms of mobile users in the past 20 years with a staggering of this so much, like 79% of the India's population own or use a mobile device. India's second largest after China. Now, 71 million kids aged between 5 to 11 also go online using adult devices. Facebook users demographic. Like we can see that in Facebook users are maximum between the age of 18 to 24 years. India internet users access trends. India ranked second in internet users. Number of social network users in India from 2015 to 2023. So we can see the projected has been so much, like and 447 million is the projected scope. Media literacy, the great debates. Hobbes believed that the media literacy, being a transdisciplinary in nature, has four primary conceptual approaches to confront with the adverse effect of media effects, a way of plan to oppose the domination of media, mass media, a source to apprehend the formation and the formulate character of media channels, a path to establish the voice, aims and objectives. Aim of the study: the aim is to analyze the youth exposure to the diverse viewpoints on the social media platform. It aims to find that filter bubbles and impediment to the media literacy. Objectives: to know whether they encounter information of diverse viewpoints, to determine the meaning of media literacy among youth, to know whether they encounter fake news on social media, and to determine whether youth are utilizing mindful thought processing while reading information on social media platforms. The findings: exposure to social media in a day. It shows that the maximum youth have exposure of 2 to 3 hours. Social networking sites popular among Indian youth. It shows that Facebook and followed by YouTube is the most popular social networking sites among the youth. Is online news trustworthy? We can see that fake news creates confusion. Yes, they agree with this. But online news is trustworthy, it is somewhat trustworthy. Are they able to detect fake news on the social media? Somewhat. Do you encounter fake news on social media? Yes, they do encounter and identify fake news sometimes. Which social network platform is more prone to fake news? According to the survey, that Facebook, 43% says that 43% that Facebook is more prone to the fake news. According to what is media literacy? According to the youth, what is media literacy? Now they say that thinking critically is media literacy and become wise consumers. Like 35% says thinking critically, and whereas 29% says become wise consumers. When on social media platforms, how do you like to do? Like 30% says, I prefer to do something that challenges my thinking abilities rather than something that requires little thinking process. So we can see that the youth is utilizing mindful thought processing. On social media platforms, youth encounter information from like groups, similar viewpoint references. So we can see that filter bubble, the phenomena of filter bubble is being strengthened on social media platforms. Conclusion: Indian youth have 2 to 3 hours of exposure every day on social media platforms. The most popular social networking sites among youth is Facebook, followed by YouTube and then Instagram. The Indian youth believes that the online news is somewhat newsworthy. The fake news on social media platforms create confusion, and the youth are able to detect the fake news on these platforms. According to the study, the Indian youth says that Facebook and Twitter are vulnerable to fake news. Thinking critically and being a wise consumer of news mean what are derived by youth for media literacy. The study also depicts that the young people prefer to do something that challenges their thinking abilities rather than something that requires little thought when on social media. Lastly, the study divulges that information encountered by the youth are generally from liked and similar groups, which enhances the phenomena of filter bubble. Thus, filter bubble is an impediment to media literacy as algorithms enhances the chance of being exposed to the like content. These are the references. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you.